And today we're going to tie my version of a Green Machine Salmon Fly. It's a great wee fly I like to use for salmon fishing late spring, early summer. So let's get to it. The Green Machine Salmon Fly pattern consists of a hook size 6 or 8 with a long shank. The thread is black. The body consists of green wool. The tail is a white bucktail. The wing is a rooster saddle hackle, and the rib is just plain green thread. So we'll take our hook and we'll put it into the vise and tighten everything up. Then we're going to take our black thread starting at the head of the fly, a few turns and trim off the excess. And then continue with turns all the way up to the shank of the hook. A little before is fine. Then we can take our white bucktail and we'll pull off some strands for the tail. Since it's for the tail, I normally go with the shorter pieces. Then just pull out all the excess till you're left with a little bunch that'll suit the purpose. Now the tail should be about as long as the length of the hook itself. A few turns to hold it in place. And just check that it's bushy at the back end. Now we're going to take our green thread that we're going to use for ribbing. Just take a length of that, cut it off. And we'll just tie that in at the start of the tail. Couple of turns to hold it in place. And just loop it around the back there till needed. And we're going to take our black wool, and we'll need more than this, but it just gets too awkward to use when it's a really long piece, so cut off a piece and tie that in as well. Then we'll take our rooster saddle hackle making sure we've got the right end to tie in at the same place. Now just going to trim everything off so that it's not going to cover the eye of the hook when it's all tied into place. Now this is a real bulky fly, so we can tie all that together down to the front and then back up. And then we'll go right back down to the eye of the hook. Now we start with the body, and we have to build up a body in the shape of a football. So the first row, we're going to have nice tight turns to make sure all that excess that's left on the shaft is all nice and tidy. This is a bit of a long process, but if you take your time, it'll all be done in due course. Now this is the difference between the fly eye tie and some of the other ones. There's a few ways that I've seen. I've seen them just building up green thread in a football shape. I prefer to do the wool, and I've seen them spin some of the deer hair and then just trim it into the football shape. Either way works fine. We'll just speed through this part. As you can see, I added more of the green wool to make sure it was bulky. And there we go. You've got a football shape there, and we'll just tie that green wool off and trim the thread, or sorry, trim the wool. Now we're going to take your saddle hackle, and we're going to wind that down the length of the body, leaving spaces in between. Keep them as even as possible. It just keeps a little tidier, but not too far apart. That was a bit too close to the eye, so we back it off. We'll tie it in place and trim off the excess. Now, because of the shape of this fly, I don't want that hackle that we just put on to slide up and down or loosen up in any way. So we use this green thread as ribbing just to secure the hackle in place. And if you see, I'm just weaving it in and out of the barbs so that I'm not closing the barbs all down flat. And again, just take your time. And you see how easy that is. And we get to the front again. We'll tie that off with a few turns. Cut off the excess. Now, brushing back the hackle, we can tie a head onto the front of the fly. We'll do our whip finish. I like to do two to make sure the thread doesn't unravel. my hand wasn't in the way. I could trim that thread a bit easier, but we've got it done in the end. Now we'll take some varnish for the head of the fly, make it nice and shiny, and again protect the thread from unraveling. Now I like to use this fly late spring, early summer. I find that's when it works best. And there you have it. There's your Green Machine Salmon Fly. Thanks for joining me today tying the Green Machine Salmon Fly. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you'd like to see where I fish with this fly, please hit the follow tab and subscribe. And I'll show you the best places to fish in the Maritime provinces. Have a great day, take care, and tight lines.